As I told our guys, it's we went 10 games where we started out, and each game we came out with a lot of juice to start games, to start halves. In our last 2 games, we've been horrendous at the beginning of games, at the beginning of halves, and you fall behind as far as in the first quarter by whether it's 10, 12, and you're trying to fight your way back. It saps so much energy out of you, and then the same thing happens as far as in the second half. And our starters haven't given us a consistent effort to start games, and then our bench, who, they talk about playing, wanting to play. They've had opportunities, and they continue to not produce at the time that they need to. And all we're asking them to do is come out with energy. And that's the disappointing thing, is that we're searching for guys that give energy. I give Mike James credit. He hasn't played in a while. Earl had a bad heel, so we put him in, and he didn't always play effective at times and made some mistakes, but he played hard and played with energy. And if you do that consistently, that's why we got back in the second quarter. But if you do that consistently as a team, you'll find a way to get your way back. But we just didn't have that.
Flip, you look at a team like the Clippers, and they're in the middle of a long run.
The start of it, yeah.
And you think that you ought to be able to beat them, but they showed a whole lot more energy and they passed the ball much better than you did. I mean, is that especially disconcerting?
It's disappointing, and it's sometimes when your main guys don't have it, that's where your bench has to come in, and they have to give you that. And it's not just a matter of whether they're making shots; it's a matter of whether they're playing hard, rebounding, even coming over on the weak side. We're giving them layups, not coming over as far as from the weak side. And we played 2 teams that were both coming off losses. From this, if I'm the Clippers, I'm looking. They got 8 games to play on the road. And their next game they go to Boston after us. They're thinking, hey, if we're going to get a game, we're going to get Washington. And so that's where we have to come. We come into games playing like we're the team that's 26-8 or something. And that's got to stop. We just can't continue. We've got to come out with our sense of urgency early, and that's why right now we're searching. We're searching for people to put in, consistent people that will give us consistency in what we're trying to do.
But for a guy that hasn't played since November 6th, it might earn him to get another opportunity.
He'll play some just because everybody's going to have an opportunity. We have to find guys that are going to continue to do what we ask them to do. And again, we have to call a timeout. 8:39 into the first quarter. That's getting ridiculous. I've called more timeout. Usually, I very rarely, in 15 years, have called timeouts before 7 minutes in a quarter. There'll be a start a game, and so that shows you, as far as that, either that we're not carrying through as far as what we're supposed to do, and that comes down to players, comes down to staff, comes down to everybody. And but the only way they're going to learn is to either take them out of the game when they make mistakes. It's the same thing like I've told Andre. I'm sure everyone here, I've seen enough of that behind the back dribble in the lane. That might work on the playgrounds, but ain't going to work here. And every time he does it, he turns it over. And so the only way he's going to learn is that if he does it, is either to come out of a game and not do it. And it's not him personally, but we got to break. He's got to. So there's habits that have to be broken. Okay, thank you.